Now we're going to start doing some stuff with some focus mitts, and it's similar ideas. You want to recreate the fight as realistically as possible. You still want to work your footwork, your head movement, integrate your striking. So, you need to go this way. I have my gloves up, I'm light on my feet. We'll move around as we do the drills. He's going to have his left leg forward so that he's standing in front of me like he would in a fight, but he doesn't pull the gloves up. He doesn't put the focus mitts up until he wants me to do something. What we're going to do is we're going to start off real simple, which is he's going to hold the two together. Now he's not being mugged, so not real wide. Remember, we're punching the face, so just close. And right now, we're not going to get too fancy with the punches. The two up is just for what we call quick twitch fiber, which is just to get your hands to go 1, 2. Is just for what we call quick twitch fiber, which is just to get your hands to go 1, 2. As soon as I see him, in other words, they're down, and as soon as I see him, I go left to left, right to right. Pick them up again. Hips and shoulders, hips and shoulders. I want to go 1, 2. And I don't want to drop my hands. I want, when I'm done, to have the hands up. So I pick them up and I go 1, 2. 1, 2. So first I'm working reaction time. As soon as I see an opening, I go 1, 2. So what I'm working on is as soon as I see it, quick twitch fiber. As soon as I see something, I respond. But I'm also working on keeping my hands up. And now what we're going to start working on is also, anytime you hit somebody, they're going to hit you back. They're going to fight you back. So we're going to move around, and he's going to hold up. 1, 2. The first thing he's going to do is he's going to throw like hooks. So he's going to take a pad, go slap me in the head, slap me in the head. So the first part of the drill is 1, 2, shield, shield. Grab your ear, because if you do this on the hook, you're going to get hooked in the head. You got to grab. I want to get used to when I go 1, 2, and hit back. First is, the first thing you'll see is the wild swing, so I get used to shielding. Now, I don't want to just go like this. Right? A lot of people, when they get hit, they just sort of hide and they get hit. It's very easy to get hit more to get taken down. It's active blocking, not passive blocking. I go 1, 2, and I'm ready to come back in. So I go 1, 2, and I block, block, and you can see I'm ready to come right back at him. I go 1, 2, block, block, and I'm ready to go back in. That's the beginning part of the drill. I want to integrate everything so we get used to it. So we're circling out, we're moving around, right? And I go 1, 2 again, 1, 2, and then he's going to go, he's going to go jab, and I'm going to parry it, and cross, and I'm going to parry it. So then jab, cross, and parry against the straight punches. Notice when I parry, it's a small motion. I'm not making big motions, because what that does is it opens me up to get hit more. So I go 1, 2, parry, parry. Okay? Then 1, 2. He goes jab, slip, cross, slip. 1, 2. Block, block, move around. Get used to moving around. You're going to fight moving around. You're going to drill moving around. 1, 2, parry, parry. Notice I don't run away. I don't lean back. Do the 1, 2, parry, parry again, right? 1, 2. I parry, parry. I'm still in his face. I'm ready to hit him back. Then I do 1, 2, slip, slip. Okay, so starting all over again. 1, 2, block, block. 1, 2, parry, parry. 1, 2, slip, slip. You want to control the distance. So in other words, I don't necessarily want to, when I go 1, 2, go 1, 2, because I'm going to end up in the clinch sometimes. Or I'm going to end up getting taken down. If the reason that people do this is they're not punching correctly. A lot of people, they punch with their arms, and they feel like you can't punch from here. If I turn my hips and my shoulders, you can see that from a pretty decent distance, right? I can still hit him and stay away. I don't have to do this like jump in, jump out. It's too much footwork to keep with all the things that can happen in a fight. So I go 1, 2. If I want to move, I'm going to move this way. I want to make sure that, you know, as he steps back, I step close enough that I can punch. If he gets too close, I step back. Okay, the other thing though that happens, and again, remember, let's review. I have 1, 2, I have 2 hooks. Block, block. I have 1, 2, I have 2 straight punches that I parry. I go 1, 2, and I can slip, slip. Now, what happens is I'm going to go 1, 2. He's going to put the pads behind him. He's going to change level like he's shooting on me. Shooting. Boom. Okay? What I want to do when he does this is use my footwork to get the hell out of the way. Which is what we did, right? We did this before. We did this drill. The first thing you're going to want to do, though, when this happens, is you're going to want to put your hands on him. In other words, you're going to go 1, 2. And when he comes in, you're going to want to do this, or like, you know, or do this, or do something. That becomes a crutch. You don't develop your footwork because you're using your hands as a crutch. Don't touch him, and then you're really going to have to move your feet. He's going to shoot in. You really have to move with your feet. So, I'm doing this 1, 2, and as soon as I see him run at me, I get a light on my feet. And what you got to do is you got to mix this all together so that it's not a set sequence. I go 1, 2, he can hit me. I go 1, 2, maybe I parry. I go 1, 2, I slip. Or I go 1, 2, and wow, he comes running at me. I have to get out of the way. The shoot coming from a while away, I can get out of the way. If I don't see it coming and they hit my hip, what do? Sprawl. So, we add the sprawl into your pad work. In other words, I go 1, 2, and remember how he does it so I can sprawl his face into the ground? He just drops it. Yeah, exactly. That's much easier than me sprawling. Because, in other words, if he shoots and I sprawl, what happens when I sprawl? Right? Yeah, I push his face into the ground. Okay? So what happens is for 3 minutes I'm pushing his face into the ground. It's not a pleasant experience. So the easiest way to do it with pads is you go 1, 2, and he drops. Remember what happens? My back stays straight. I'm looking right at him, and I pop in enough. 2 things about holding pads. First and foremost, if you're lazy, you're really, really hurting the person that you're holding pads. So it's important that you pay attention. Okay? Second, people get lazy because what they do is they think that they're just holding while the guy's hitting the pads. They're not learning anything. That's not true. You learn a lot from holding pads. Because remember, you still are in your fighting stance. You still have your left leg forward. You're still moving around. And when you're holding the pads, you're seeing the angles at which they're attacking. Plus, when you're doing these interactive pad drills, you're holding for them and then you're hitting them back. So you're getting to feel the flow, the rhythm of a real fight. So you're never just like standing. I hate this. People come in and they like hold pads. They have to hold pads and class like this. First of all, you're never going to fight this way. Don't do that. When Adam and I are doing pad work, we're doing it right. It looks like we're fighting. And also pay attention to what you're doing, because if I hold this jab and this cross, I'm holding for somebody whose head is this big. Remember, he jabs my face, he crosses my face. It's only this wide. I can't really put one pad on top of the other, so I have to hold it kind of tight. But this is a lot better than this. Make sure you tap a little bit, because when you start punching hard, you're going to get punched in the face. And second of all, they're going to punch harder because you're tapping. Tapping. Use footwork. We do that quick twitch muscle thing, which is as soon as he sees it, 1, 2. But he wants his hands up in front of his face. So to help him do that, 1, 2, I go tap, tap. This is not going to help him. Take the pad, smack it. Take the pad, smack it. Usually you go left, right, but if you go right, left, it doesn't matter in the fight. He can't tell the guy, you're supposed to hit me with the other hand. Okay? 1, 2. I go jab, he parries it. I go cross, he parries it. 1, 2. Now he goes slip, slip. Don't do this. Jab, wait for him to come back, and then hit him there. What happens in a fight is you jab. If he stays over there, you're going to try to come over here. When he comes back, you're going to try to go straight down, and then he's going to slip again. Okay, you can't let you know it's a drill and then cheat and do something nasty to him. It's not fair. You got to do it the way it is in a real fight. But again, use the footwork too. If I get too close, he's got to move back a little bit. If I get too far, he's got to move in a little bit. This is going to happen in a fight. So, 1, 2, slap, slap. 1, 2, parry, parry. 1, 2, slip, slip. Notice, doesn't it look like I'm fighting also? Right? I'm learning the rhythm of the fight by doing this. I'm not just going. It's my personal thing that makes me pissed off. I've actually kicked people out of class. Get out and come back a day when you want to work. This is a really basic boxing drill, but it's just to get you integrated. And then I'm going to show you how to make an MMA drill. He holds up for the 2. 1, 2. He's going to do jab at me. I'm going to slip, come back in, cross, hook, cross. In other words, when he jabs, I slip off the line. When I come right back onto the line, cross, hook, cross. And if he goes cross, yeah, that's cross. If I go 1, 2, and he goes cross, I slip, I come back, hook, cross, hook. The reason is, when I slip this way, my right shoulder is coming toward him, so I start with the right. When I go this way, my left shoulder is coming back toward him, so I go hook. Make up your mind that you're like, do one or the other. 1, 2, slip, cross, hook, cross. 1, 2, slip, hook, cross. 1, 2, slip, hook, cross, hook. 1, 2, slip.